Anjali Sharma. Okay. Anjali has asked a question, like it's a continuation to last week episode. Um, she is asking that probably she has been she's been traveling a lot. She's been meeting a lot of people, and she connects to them. But every relationship that she gets into lasts for about, say, maximum 6 months. Initially, there is a good connect, but later on, she feels a disconnect. So, is it her trust issue or is it the other person's issue? And she's been into 10 relationships by now.
This is a childhood issue, and her relations with her father is probably uh, were not good and still is not good. Whether it's a trust issue or any other issue, we need to really get deep into it and find out. It can be any other issue. May not be a trust issue, maybe boundary issue, maybe some issue that is actually bothering the relationship between the two.
Mm.
Basically, she need to reconnect with herself and get into a better connection with oneself. So how to connect with oneself? See, there are processes of connecting to one own inner self, a childhood self, where the emotions are stuck and the growth, internal growth, is ceased. It is not developed internally. So there are many processes which are available, which you can connect to her one's own self deep into. They do, the psychologists and other people do the processes. Like we have the process of recode in
Mm.
our, and that process is there in the website,
Mm.
which is displayed. There is a pre section, so she can access to that section and just find out what is probably her issue is. Based on that, she can choose to decide as to what is an issue. So there is a set of questions we have already given in there, and when you answer these questions, the problem is identified, and then if she feels that okay, we can help her further, and there is an option available there to get into a help. But if she doesn't want to get into that, the recode, and she wants to work with herself, it could be a long process. But yes, it is possible to work with herself. So basically, once she finds out where is an issue, then it becomes very easy to deal with it. So it could be a trust issue, it could be a boundary issue, it could be a various issues that one goes through. So in that, there are 11 or 12 issues I have talked about. She can access to that and she can find out. But when she finds out, all she needs to do is to internally connect to her that child within, and observe her state now. And when she observes the state, so in this space and time, she needs to allow that situation to surface in the memory and the feeling. So once you are observing it, once you are awakening without getting involved, what happens is that every time she gets into a relationships, she is involved in that loop. Now when she observes this thing happening, the patterns get disconnected. And uh, everyone has layers of within, or a lot of emotions are seized within, which we need to open up. And the whole journey of the life is nothing but is to release our inner frozen emotions and our inner development. So within oneself there is a child the child is hurt, the child is shamed, the child is demands are not met with, and is not loved properly, and various other things that a human being can go through. Well, I have narrated every one of them in my pre-program, and if possible you can just post the link after the program, so it is easier for her to access this information. I recommend this. Everybody is, whatever once they go through it, they can always go through these audios to identify what kind of issue that the one is caught in, and this can really help you to at least understand you and the people around you. So my recommendation is very simple: that she needs to work internally before finding an external solution, because in my opinion there is nothing external that needs to be done. Sometimes where the sometimes in the relationship that you have to disconnect with certain people, that is not the case here. So definitely she needs to work with herself.
So, Anjali, I hope you will. I will share the link with you. You can go through it, and we can take it up from there.